Well, I mean, you've got your team in the state title game. You know, what does this mean for this program? You know, obviously, first time ever.
Yeah. It means a lot. I mean, not only to me, but you know, to every player that's ever played in Moreau and all the boosters and you know, an alum. They're proud to be Mariners, man. And I'm getting emails from people from class of 50 and class of 60, you know, talking about, you know, thank you for what you've done with the school, you know, putting my school on the map. They're at coffee shops and they're bragging and they're wearing their Moreau gear. So it means a lot to all of us, you know. Our president, you know, Terry Lee is excited, and the principal, Lisa Torridge, and, you know, just the whole, you know, administration and teachers. They're all supporting behind us. We have a couple rally buses coming up to the game and stuff. So they're excited. I'm excited, too. It's been 15 years doing this, and this is the first time I've got to a state title as a coach, so I'm excited, too. So
I know when you took this job, the goal was to get Moreau basketball, you know, to competing for this kind of thing. I mean, competing for NCS titles and all that. I mean, 4 years in, did you ever imagine you'd be at a state title game already?
We're a little early. You know, lots of prayer, lots of faith. There's been some good times and some tough times, you know. But the kids that were here when we first got here, they planted the seeds. We brought a couple of those guys back for the game against St. Pat, St. Vincent's. Had them in the locker room before, and we told them, you guys were the guys who planted these seeds. You're getting to see the flowers bloom. And we knew it would take a while, but, you know, we're here. I mean, we got a good group of kids, and, you know, I'm excited. People thought I was crazy when I took this job, though. Like, I had people call me like, Frank, what are you doing? You know, stay in Fremont. You know, what are you doing? But, you know, I believed in the principal, Lauren Leck, and at that time, Terry Lee and stuff, and we knew we could eventually bring it here, and, you know, I'm excited that I get to lead the guys there.
The fact that, you know, to win the NCS title, to win the NorCal title, you guys had to get through Salesian, which is in Division IV. That's been the team over the last, you know, at least half a decade or so. To get through them, what did that mean, and what kind of, you know, what did that do for you guys to get past Salesian?
I mean, it felt good. I mean, you know, because Salesian and Coach Mellis has done a great job there for like the last decade, even a little bit more than that. And we knew that they were, you know, we had to go through them. I mean, like we told the kids at the beginning of the year, last year they beat us twice by like 40 both times, though. And we were like, that's the standard. You know, Jabari Bird, those guys, that's the standard. We need to get there. So we knew this year when we played them, we had an opportunity. And I told them before the game, kings and regimes just don't hand themselves over. You have to take it from them. So I wrote on the board, take the crown. And, you know, we went out there and we were like, we really had a chip on our shoulder. We want to be the standard for Division IV now. So it felt good, you know, because I know Mellis is a really, really good coach. And he had us on the ropes both times a little bit. So it really felt good to, you know, just prove that, you know, what we did here and all the work we put in, we finally got a reward for it. So the NCS title was great. The NorCal title was even better, you know, to be the first team in the history of Moreau to go to a state title game. And we want to try to win it, so we're excited.
Yeah. When did you first think that this team had a shot to get to this point?
We've been, and the crazy thing is since day one, we've been telling the kids, if you want to, we've been preaching state title, state title, state title. And even though we didn't really think that could be possible this year, we just kept preaching it to them. So, you know, in the next 2 or 3 years, we'd be ready. And we lost to Monte Vista the first game of the season, and we got beat up pretty bad. And people were like, they're not good, they're young, they're not ready. And then like 2 days later, we lost to Mitty pretty bad. And everybody's like, they're young, they're not ready. So I think it kind of hit us as a coach and staff when we went down to Palm Springs and we got a couple wins. And then we beat Folsom, who was a really, really good team. And we're like, uh-oh, we might actually be good this year. And then we came home and beat Half Moon Bay, who was undefeated at the time. And then we're like, wait a minute, we might actually be really good. And then we just went on a tear, and the kids started to believe, and we're like, we can actually, you know, win a state title. We can actually get to a state championship. So that's probably when it started clicking, during the Folsom game. Right after the Folsom game, right after the Half Moon Bay game.
You know, with the young team, how do you preach kind of the sense of urgency that don't waste this opportunity?
It's hard. It's very hard. It's hard to preach such urgency to a group of kids who are going to come back next year, and they're going to come back the year after that, and they're going to come back the year after that. And like I was saying earlier, it's kind of good and bad because they don't really understand what's really going on right now. It's just another game for them. you know, and that's good because I don't think they'll freeze up. At the same time, I haven't hit them yet, but I'm going to talk to them over the next couple of days about the gravity of what we're doing, the importance of this game, and how it can cement their legacy, not only at the school, but with each other forever. And, you know, tell them about my heartbreak for not getting one and losing in the state title, and, you know, and I still remember that. So we'll start getting to the more serious stuff tomorrow with them in terms of, you know, the gravity of the game.
Obviously, like you said, you played in the state title game, you played in the NCAA tournament. What kind of can you relay to them about those big time atmospheres, and you know what's maybe the best lesson that you can relay that you've experienced from your playing?
Well, I'm taking a lot of stuff I learned from a whole bunch of people, but one of the things is that's why we're here in Santa Clara today. I wanted to make sure we practice in a facility that didn't have a wall behind the gym, so we wanted to look for somewhere we can deal with depth perception. That was one of the biggest things I remember from Fremont. We stepped on the floor, and not only seeing the color commentator and the play-by-play guy and the cameras and all these people all of a sudden, I remember the courts were it just seemed like they were just on the opposite ends of the moon. So I wanted to make sure I got them here in somewhere where they can practice in the depth perception. Another thing is Coach Clint, when we were at Fremont, he changed the starting lineup the day of the state title game because he wanted to go bigger. And I'm not going to make that mistake. I don't want to make that mistake. How we got here is what we're going to do while you know, whatever we did to get here is what we're going to do, you know, in the state title game too. And, you know, just letting them understand that it's a long game. It won't be won in the first quarter or second quarter. If we get down, keep fighting. I think when we were playing Mater Dei, we shot 12% from the field in the first half. We were down 20 points, and we came back and tied it up and went in overtime. So just that, you know, keep fighting. This kind of game is going to be like a fight. A heavyweight fight. It's going to go back and forth. You're trying to win it at the end.
You know, how do you kind of look at this game? Two teams that are athletic, you know, both similarly sized, and how do you look at this matchup?
The more I watch film on Bishop Montgomery, the better they get. They're long. Stephen Thompson, he's very long, 6'4" guard. He's probably going to be a Pac-12 player one day. He can get to good spots. He has a floater. You know, he's long. And then their point guard, Bivens, who's going to Long Beach State, is very, very quick. He works good off pick and rolls, and he has a nice pull-up jumper, and he can get to the bucket. And then they have Stephen Thomas's little brother, who's very good too, but he's a freshman, so you can tell he's kind of trying to figure out what he's going to do. But they all play hard. They're role players. They set good screens. They dive on the floor. They're well coached, and they like to get up and down. So I think it's going to be an exciting game. I mean, if you want to see a good game, I think this will be the one. It's going to be fast-paced. It'll be up and down. It'll be great athletes, future Division I players. You know, so we're excited about it, and I think it should be a good game.
You know, what would it mean to bring home a state title on Saturday?
I think it will mean, I mean, I can't even put in words what it will mean. I mean, to me personally, to lose a state title in overtime, I mean, I still remember that. And this is the connection I try to tell them about a team that gets this far. When we played against Salesian, there were 9 players who played on the Fremont team with me that were at that game. They're just watching, you know, and they were talking about, man, this is full circle, Frank. Remember when we were doing it? But 9 guys from that team showed up at the championship game. And to win one, like I said, they're still going to be friends no matter what. But to win one will really cement what we're doing.